Hello, everyone. Very good morning to some, and good afternoon to some. Since I know we have people joining in from different time zones. So that is even very exciting for us, and we are very glad that you all are here today for this session. Uh, okay, so we still see some people joining in. That could be admitted. So. So yeah, I think most of you know me by now. I'm connected with most of you, and but still, for few who are for whom I'm a new face. So I'm Swapnil, and I am managing the Info line of business at Kapil Technologies or Cases Technologies, and basically, so here we are having this session um, and I mean, being an Infor Alliance partner, we are always, dedicated to extend our support to Info customers. So they could use their Infor solutions at the full potential. So that's always have been our aim. And in order to uh, complement our existing customers or manufacturing from the manufacturing and distribution domain, we always look forward to collaborate with some new technology platforms or some bridging solutions, basically that could help us help our customers to enhance the existing investments they have made in the Infor solutions. It could be for LN or Sightline or M3. So today we are presenting KMobillor. That is a smart manufacturing suite or your platform for Industry 4.0. And we'll be hearing from Rishi Bansal before I introduce him. We will be hearing from him about this technology, basically like how Info customers are digitally transforming their manufacturing operations end to end with this platform. So basically, Rishi is the one behind this. And before I just pass on to him, I would say you all are participants are already on mute. But you can unmute. You can just use the chat box, or you can raise your hand. Our team will unmute you so you can ask the questions. Also, we have kept 30 to 35 minutes for the presentation, and last 10 to 15 minutes we can utilize for the Q&A. So yeah, that's a quick introduction from my side, and I pass it on to Rishi. Rishi, over to you.
Thanks, Swapnil. Thanks for the quick introduction, and thanks for setting it up. Uh, Very good afternoon or good morning to all of you. And it has been, it is pleasure to have a discussion with you all guys who are in for customers using in for solutions. And today we will be talking about an interesting transformation journey which we are enabling for quite a few of Infor customers. And this is all about how you can do a digital adoption transformation. So you can call it smart factory, you can call it industry 4.0, you can call it digitalization of the factories. There can be different terminologies to it, but end of the day, what we're talking about is how we are going to transform the manufacturing operations or manufacturing companies which are already running different ERP systems and taking them on the path of digital transformation. So maybe next slide, yeah. So when we talk of any customer who are using ERP systems and now they are looking forward to move to the next level, that is the adoption of digital technologies or transformation technologies or industry 4.0, what we always say that it is all about like connected enterprise. Just to set the perspective, you guys have implemented ERP systems. But what happens, like, even when after implementing the ERP systems, there is still, ERP users are very, very limited in the organization, especially in the manufacturing organization, and they are typically your white collared workforce, the people who are running the operations. But the people who are on the floor, like your warehouse pickup guys, your machine operators, your, sometimes even the supervisors, or people who are responsible for movement of materials, people who are responsible for, maintenance of the machines, those people still do a lot of operations on paper. So you are basically giving them the guidelines coming from what you are doing through the ERP system, and then maybe, taking an output or extract of it onto Excel sheets or sometimes on paper, and then distributing it to them for execution. And then outcome of the execution is again entered back into the ERP systems. Same is the situation with machines, like, machines are running, you do not have really direct information or real-time information related to machine performance coming in the ERP systems. Now, if you look at this scenario, this leads to a very interesting situation that though ERP systems are driving the performance or operations of the organization, but still they are not running with data which is real time data of the shop floor or warehouses or operations. They are still running on data probably which has been entered with a delay of around 4 hours, 6 hours, or sometimes a few days. So if you see in reality, what we are talking of digital transformation is how do we adopt digital technologies and take this transformation to a zero or paperless activities right up to the operations level or a point of operations level, which means you're actually machine operators, warehouse workers, all the material movement guys. So it is all about, like, three key M's of manufacturing industry: man, machine, and material, making them connected, real time, collaborative, enabling traceability, like so that you have traceability with respect to tasks when it comes to human. You have traceability with respect to material, what is where and when it is moving, when it moved, etc. And also going up to the machine, like what machine operating at what parameters, what time it operated, all this real time information coming integrated. And all these three M's real time collaborating with each other. And why organizations are moving towards it? One is to have a complete transparent view. Like, let's say, for example, if I ask you, like, right now in your warehouse currently, which material is getting picked? If there were 50 pieces to be picked as part of that pick list, how many are picked? How many are still to be picked, right? And from where it has been picked, this becomes a very, very interesting real-time information to have if you are having it on your text, on your laptop screen or on your browser screen to get that view. The same way, if I ask, like, what is the current WIP material status on your shop floor? On a particular machine center, if I'm operating a particular job and I'm supposed to, make 50 pieces of a particular item, what is the current status of that operation? How many pieces have been completed? How many are yet to be completed? How many from the completed pieces, how many are rejections? Getting a real-time view to that, right? So this is the way we can lead to a transparent organization. Proactiveness, prescriptiveness comes as an outcome of transparency. Connected, paperless, everything running on the handheld applications, mostly when it comes to interfaces, but that's not what it leads to. There are a lot of integrations in the background which can lead. It can be machines, it can IoT comes into picture, it can be, traceability using QR coding, barcoding, RFID, all those things come into picture. Okay, so it is all, in nutshell, it is all about creating a connected enterprise with shop floor and top floor connected real time. Next. So we have been doing it. We have more than 50 plus customers who have been using the technology. They have transformed themselves. Uh, they are using different ERP systems, but yes, Info4LN customers have been some of our prime customers in that space. And but though we have customers running SAP, we have customers running Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, we have customers running Sage. Uh, so different variety of customers we have. Today, with the applications which we have delivered for all these customers, if you look at the business volume which we are handling, like it's like close to 1.5 million business transactions happens through our applications every month. And out of that, 300,000 are in ERP integrated transactions. Okay, it can be SAP or Oracle or Infor, doesn't matter. Like, so 300,000 are ERP integrated transactions. So this shows that how well integrated we are with the ERP systems, and how well your shop floor gets connected to the top floor. And we have close to 100,000 plus materials, devices, machines, which are connected to us or getting managed through us. So please feel free, like, at any point of time you want me to stop over and then want to, you want to have some question. I'm open, let's make it more interactive. So if any question anyone has till now, like, please feel free. We can discuss that. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can move ahead. Yeah. So if you look at, like, we have majorly 5 solutions which are basically going in the journey of your material life cycle, right from the supplier collaboration to digital warehouse, digital shop floor, digital service, and digital distribution. And all this integrated back with the ERP system. So imagine these applications are going to be used by the people who are on the floor. Okay, so right from supplier onboarding to supplier ASN processes, even if you want to move your material codification, say barcoding or QR codification to the suppliers, or RFID tagging of material to the suppliers, even we have capability to address that. Then comes all your digital warehouse, like, which starts right from inbounding the material inbound processes, inbound QA processes running on the handhelds. Then you have, put away. We have like complete warehouse setups which you can do. So based on, like, whatever your warehouse structures defined in ERP, we can pull that, and then based on that you can define entire structure of your warehouses, bins, racks, locations, all that. And then you can even go for preferred location concepts, all those kind of things which can be built. And uh, you can have like synchronized put away processes, like where what material should go, then entire pickup processes around it. So then further we have, like, what we call digital shop floor, where the real collaboration of man, machine, and material comes into picture. So what is happening over here is that, what based on your production orders or production plans or schedules, machine center level, operator level, they get what task they need to execute. If you want to integrate with machines, pick the data from the machines for production output or related to performance of the machine. We have capabilities to integrate with the machines. So all the major PLC systems we integrate with. Other than that, various other protocols which are required for integration with machines, that's what we support. So what is happening on the shop floor, that you have the material coming in, which is the raw material, and then you have the operations, all operations getting controlled through handle. You're integrated with machines, so you have a real view of where, what process is running, how much part of that process is complete, if and how many pieces are completed, what is the next step to do that. So it goes in a synchronized way. So it ensures your control of the processes, like what to happen when and who's supposed to do it. Second thing is the traceability. right from the inbound of material, whether you are following a lot traceability, batch traceability, or serial traceabilities, all those can get intact over there, right from the supplier going up to the consumption on the shop floor, and whatever the finished good coming out is all completely traceability attached. Finished good, again, storage to the warehouses. Then we have digital service, which basically enables all your field service technicians, where we can go even take you even up to the predictive level. We can integrate with machines, PLCs, capture parameters, benchmark the parameters. Based on that, system automatically creates service tickets if required. Interestingly, one more aspect, like, when it comes to integration with machines, we can even, like, let's say, for example, if you are an automotive company and you have assembly line running, so you have like materials getting consumed on the assembly line. So we have customers where we have integrated with the PLC systems running on the assembly line. We are picking the consumption from there, and then auto pick lists are getting generated for the warehouse operators to move the material to the assembly line. So this means that my assembly line, there is no like, you know, human intervention towards creating pick list. It is completely system driven. As the material consumes, comes below threshold, system automatically ensures that pick list is generated and it is going to the right user. And then going up to the digital distribution, which means that whatever finished goods you are dispatching, entire cross supply chain, right from distributors to dealers, so basically giving you traceability up to secondary sales with respect to orders, with respect to material movement. So to enable all these solutions, technologies which are getting used are like mobile applications comes into picture, machine integrations come into picture, IoT comes into picture, then ERP integrations, AI ML component. We have very robust visual analytics component within the platform, where we use camera and camera feeds and then do the analysis based on that, which plays very interesting role when it comes to when it comes to quality checks, which are visual quality checks, replacing it with camera. Okay. And then the entire location and traceability enable using QR code, barcode, and RFID. Yeah. Yes. Can you move next one? So these are some of the customers who have already been using. So maybe, because I see that you guys come from different companies and you are from different industry verticals. So just to give you a little glimpse, like, so Emerson is one of the leaders in global fortune companies, which is into equipment manufacturing. So they're using us for their one of the globally largest plant, which is for manufacturing of industrial valves. Stellantis is the holding company for Chrysler, Fiat, and multiple other automotive brands. So they have been using us. Montera, which is into electric vehicles. TVS Eurogrip, which is into tire manufacturing. TI, which is again electric vehicles. Samsonite, which is into consumer goods. Mylan, which is into pharma. Centum, which is electronic components. So you might have been hearing a lot about, India's Chandrayaan, like, which landed on the moon. So Centum had electronic components. They manufacture electronic components for Indian Space Research Organization, and Chandrayaan also had some of those components into it, which has been like, something which we also feel very proud of, that, somewhere we are also having some contribution into that exciting journey of Indian space research. Mitsubishi Electric also happens to be customer and partner. Marico, which is into consumer goods. Hiwa, which is again into automotive. Sinpac, which is into packaging materials. So they have mostly polythene-based packaging materials, right from extrusion of granules, creating rolls of polythene sheets, and then storing them, and then, picking them up, cutting, slitting kind of processes, then the bag making out of it, and then the packaging material gets distributed, supplied. So if you see here, we have customers across different industry verticals, and they're using different ERPs, like Emerson, which is an Infor LN customer. Samsonite is an LN customer. He was an In4LN customer. Okay, Centum Electronics is an In4LN customer. So variety of um customers in terms of industry verticals, in terms of ERPs. Let's say, for example, we have Stellantis, which is running SAP. We have TVS running SAP. We have customers running SAP S4HANA. So it's an entire, we have excellent customer references over there. Yeah, next. So let's, I would like to take you through a further, by sharing a journey of one customer, which may be very similar to you guys because they use In4LN. And I believe most of you are In4 customers. So they are using In4LN. They are into industrial equipment manufacturing. They make industrial valves. So Emerson happens to be one of the Fortune 500 companies, and they have products and across various engineering domains, and close to around 83,000 plus employees globally, around 200 manufacturing locations. So we have implemented it for one of their largest and most modern manufacturing facilities, which is in Pune in India, and this is for the manufacturing of industrial valves. So you can see at the bottom, few equipment. These are some of the valves which they manufacture. So these valves are made, standard valves also, and then they do a lot of engineer to order valves. And when a particular valve, so basically when a valve is assembled, some of the large industrial valves have more than 400 components going into it. Yeah. So just to further give you a glimpse of, they have around 60 acres of plant with around 100,000 plus workforce. They have around 200 work centers in their manufacturing shop floor. More than 100,000 plus valves getting manufactured every year. 100,000 plus active item codes in raw material. They have like close to 60,000 plus bin locations, rack locations, and 2,500 pallets. And in addition to that, they have around 75 odd assembly stations for the valves. So, you can imagine the scale, they are really, really big. So the key objectives which they had from this project was, one is overall productivity improvement. And they have been using In4LN, I think from 2007, they migrated to LN. Before that, they were using BAN. So the key reason was they wanted to really go for a productivity improvement process. Some of the challenges which they wanted to address was the time spent on activities. So performance, when it comes to productivity improvement, it is a lot about how much time people are spending on the floor on doing an activity. I give you one simple example. When they are assembling a wall, they have to make a complete serial structure of components that are getting consumed in the wall. So before implementation of our solution, what they were doing, they had a piece of paper, which is a standard format. In that, the person on the floor used to write the serial number of each part, which he is using in a particular assembly. So along with assembly, he's writing those serial numbers, and some of the products or some of the items had serial numbers which is going up to 24 to 26 digits. So imagine on a shop floor, someone entering it and then verifying that he has written it correctly, and then someone taking this paper and entering into the ERP LN serial control structure. So it is a lot of human effort going over there. So once they have implemented the solution, this entire activity has gone. Now he's not doing anything. He's just clicking a scan button, scanning the QR code, and assembly, using it in assembly. So this is one example of how the productivity improvement has been done. Though we will see many more examples as we go forward in the presentation. Um, Yeah, someone is trying to ask something.
Rishi, I think there is a question lying in the chat box if you would like to pick
Okay.
it now.
Yeah, I can do that. No problem. So interesting question. I think if I'm getting it right, you want to know what is the success rate of integrating IT with manufacturing devices and other cross-functional processes in ERP, mainly the real-time tracking and security of data. So see, very interesting question. One is from the perspective of real time. So if you look at all our customers where we are working, it is all about real time. So there is nothing happening in the batch model or something. And success has been amazing. Even when it comes to device integration when it comes to like machines, for example. So we have customers like Stellantis. Stellantis has a one engine manufacturing unit. So they have multiple machines over there. So we are collating the data of all these machines through integration, transforming this data, and then loading it to their cloud environment for overall equipment effectiveness. From the technology perspective also, we have very interesting technology aspects. Like many times, you have to make use of edge devices, which are IoT enabled edge devices also for capturing the device integration data. Okay, so from the technology perspective and from the hardware perspective, we have all those things we have gone through, and these are something which we have certainly delivered for the customers. When it comes to security aspects, one is from the application perspective. So we have very strong features like device management when it comes to handle devices. So you have to onboard devices. So any unauthorized device accesses, all those things can be controlled. Second level of security comes at the server level. So in case you are going for an on-prem, you can always have restrictions in terms of what is the outside world connections. If you're going for a cloud deployment, you can always go for a lot of security components available on the cloud to secure it further. Okay. And you can also have, VPN based accesses controlled. So even now on a mobile device also for accessing the applications, you can go via VPN. So all those possibilities are there. So I think uh, depending on the use case and all, we can definitely help you accordingly on that. So if you see, this is the some examples which I was giving you. This is how their shop floor looked like before we started implementing. So if you see, they had a huge whiteboard where each machine center is written for in. So if you see, multiple lines are there. So in that line, there are multiple machine centers. So for one line, they had one board like this, and then someone continuously changing, writing on that, what is going on, what is the production outputs, etc. Now, when you go to the floor now, you won't find any boards like this. It is all completely gone. So at every operation table, you would see a lot of papers lying of the product of the job cards or serial traceability forms, all those kind of things. So it is now completely zero paper uh, floor which they have. Okay, so a lot of complete transformation. So if you look at the challenges which they had. So we have for simplicity, we have broken them into four major areas. One is inbound. So enabling traceability right from the gate entry. So if you see their major raw materials which they are receiving, they have all the complexities there. They have serial traceability. Some materials are serial controlled. Some materials are batch controlled. There are materials which have an expiry date also. Okay. So one is ensuring that right set of traceability is getting initiated from the beginning at the entry of the gate itself. And there they had a lot of paper based activities because all these purchase order printouts, printout of the ASN documents received from the vendor, all these were they're being handed over to these people, and they were modifying and writing into that and checking using that. all those kind of things. And then, you know, further to it, then again, still the challenges with respect to identification of the material. Many times, I'm receiving material from a particular supplier. I have suppose received 10 castings, but both there are castings, 4 castings have one particular batch number or a heat number, 6 have different. How do I identify which one is what? So that is where the traceability started coming in and brought advantages to them. Then comes the put away. So what was happening when they receive the materials and then they have to put it to the put it into the warehouse. So one is like, which material is getting put away where, so that there's a traceability with respect to location traceability. This was again too much of paper-based activity because they were writing where they are putting the material on paper. Imagine a person like, who is putting the material onto the rack on the 6th floor of the rack and then has to come and enter on the paper also. Here, another challenge was that a lot of redundant movement in the warehouse. So suppose as per my ERP LN, there are some preferred locations. So suppose I'm entering, I'm first going to rack A, then I'm going to rack M, then I'm coming back to rack C, then again I'm going to rack O, like that. So now what has happened, like, whenever they are picking the material, system automatically gives them a synchronized way to go. So a lot of redundant movements in the warehouse are gone. And once the material has been put away, so there another challenge was with respect to 360-degree view of the warehouse. What material is lying where, and they should know on a dashboard in that location how much material is there. Which in a same item code, which lot is lying where in the entire warehouse. So this level of like, complete 360-degree view now they have been able to get. Pickup. Now their pickup lists were, because you can imagine like, when there are 100,000 item codes and then you are into engineering, so number of item codes go quite high. So their pick lists, when they were generating, the pick lists were going into 10 to 15 pages or sometimes 20 plus pages at times. Imagine like, again, redundant movements in the warehouse. So I go with that paper, I first see first page, I see one first item, that is a rack A, I pick it from there, then I see the next item, I again go to say rack N, then I again come back to B. So their pickup efficiency was really going for a toss, and then they had like a lot of redundant movements because of that. Many times wrong pickups were happening because there was no possibility to, control that. If someone picks up, though I want a material from batch A, but batch B material getting picked. And then on the shop floor, when it reaches and before loading it to the machines, they wanted to verify it. That time they were getting to know, and then this material was again being moved back. So a lot of, people dependent operations were there, so which used to have a lot of these kind of errors. Okay. Then comes the production part. So production, like, the real visibility of what is the current status on my shop floor. So one is the visibility, with respect to the operation, visibility is with respect to consumption, visibility with respect to what is the status, how much components produced. Okay. So now every person on the machine centers, like every machine operator, is running an application. So they know which production order they have to work on. They know which material they have to consume. So they scan and consume, which means we are ensuring that what lot or batch or serial number is getting consumed. And then based on that, whatever is being produced, again getting codified, and then traceability is intact. And huge amount of efficiency they have been able to achieve when it comes to assembly stations, because all those serial traceabilities which they had to maintain was completely eliminated from paper-based activities and completely. And all this is running integrated real time with their Infor LN ERP system. So imagine like, you have a production order, in that production order, you have operation 10. In operation 10, um, you have completed operation 10. Immediately as you complete, it's being reported back in LN. So you can even in your LN system also you have a complete view that what is the status, what is running. And if they come to our application, they can even go up to the level like, how much components are produced. So operational accuracy and huge efficiency, what comes out of this, addressing this challenge. Yeah, next. So if you see here, right from the material inward, ASN-based PO to check quality check of the inbound, like visual entity, then comes the put away processes, warehouse processes, pickup processes, work center level operations, subcontracting operations, finished good warehousing, and then up to the shipment. So all these processes are what has been transformed with us using our applications integrated with LN. So if you see here, you have the KMobillor, which is running on the server, and then you have interfaces on handheld and mobile handhelds and the web interfaces, all QR code based traceability, what they have gone for, and then you are integrated with LN, and then machine integration, like using OPC servers and all, which can be achieved. So if you see users right from get entry to quality assurance to pick up and put away guys, to dispatch users, to shop floor users, all these are a set of users which have been using it. Yeah. So if you look at whatever I was explaining, so these are some of the benefits which they have gone through, improved material traceability accuracy. This is completely 100% intact now. They can even with as soon as they scan the QR code of their final finished good valve, as soon as they scan that, they can have an entire structure, right? Which serial numbers have gone into it, what is whatever component has gone to it, what was the source of that component, and going up to the real source of that raw material source. So entire 100% traceability impact is intact. When it comes to the inbound processes itself, there itself they have seen the reduction of 8 man days per day, so kind of 8 resources they have been able to save over there. 85% reduction in the paper-based activities. So two processes where they have not yet gone, which we are going to do in the phase 2, that is we are integrating with their valve testing machines so that the quality data of the valve test also comes automatically into the system. Overall cycle time reduction in the material being received to material availability to manufacturing operations. Overall cycle time has come down by around 0.5 day, which means that material is half a day earlier available to the manufacturing as soon as it has been received. A real-time inventory visibility across processes, real-time shop floor visibility, as we discussed, improved in data accuracy, enhancement in data collection or processes. As I said, everything is scanning driven, so all those paper-based activities of writing serial numbers, etc., everything is gone, right? So there have been tremendous, efficiencies which they have gained through it. Yeah, next. So if you see here, increased efficiency of warehouse operation with real-time view. Now you have the real-time view of what exactly is happening in the warehouse. Suppose there is a pick list which has been allocated to a user. You can have a real view of what is when the pick list they started executing on, and how many, if in that pick list there were 100 items to be picked, how many has been picked, how many have not been picked yet, and if pickup list has been completed, what was the total time taken for that pick list. Now, what it is doing, one is it is giving you the opportunity of improvising on the efficiencies for future. Second thing, because of all redundant movements getting eliminated, your efficiency of the warehouse operator anyways comes up, because everything is scanning driven. All the errors, the possible errors of pickup have been eliminated. So if they have achieved around 20% reduction in pickup time, 60% efficient operation reporting time, because there is no need of writing papers and again putting them in the ERP. So you scan real time in ERP, it is marked that it has been picked. Okay. So this is how you can have a complete real time view of what is the uh, store's situation like. So you have zones, racks, you can see what is lying where. Yeah. So this we have anyways seen that. So yeah, you can move. 100% paper-based operations, everything running on handheld, as I said, like no paper, everything integrated. So ERP information is getting seamlessly available to the people on the floor and then coming back in the ERP. So if you see here, everything running on handheld, even the inspection parts. So entire reduction in paper-based operations on the shop floor. So all shop floor operators using this, so they know there is no need of like marking when I started job, etc. So everything is scanning driven on running on the handhelds. Yeah, you can move forward. Then increase the efficiency of shop floor operations with real-time view. So you have a complete real-time view of what is happening on the shop floor. Every task is getting monitored, when it started, when it completed, how much time it took. All those paper-based activities are gone, which were time-consuming activities. So on a shop floor also, you can have a complete view of machine centers, and you know exactly on that machine center what material is currently lying, what whether it is a raw material or it is a finished good, what process is running currently on this shop, this machine center. Yeah. So entire forward and backward traceability. So 50% reduction in customer complaints, because they would had challenges where customer comes back and say this is a serial number and this part is giving a issue. So they had a challenge in terms of tracing it backward from where was the source for it. Yeah. Yes, you can go ahead further. So this is about visual analytics. So that is what I said, like, using cameras and all. So we have AI based components. So sometimes, you want to do the inbound material visual inspection, or sometimes worker safety related, whether they are wearing helmets, jackets, shoes, etc., or visual inspection on the lines, manufacturing lines. So all those, like, wherever the vision is playing a role right now, you're doing with a human eye, we have a cam competency to address it with a camera based AI also. Yes. Yeah. So this is from our side. So maybe it will be interesting, like, if you have questions, please feel free. Then we can have a discussion.
So thank you very much, Rishi, for the insightful presentation from your side. To all the participants, I hope you have this had made sense to you. And if anyone is interested, of course, if there are any questions, please raise your hand and we'll unmute you so you can ask or put it on the chat box. And if there are no more questions coming in, then you can always reach out to me for any further clarification or information needed, or if you'd like to discuss on any specific business scenario. So
Yeah, so I
let's
think there
wait.
is one question. Do we have
Yeah.
an actual demo of this? So if even if you want, like, we can uh, show now, but I think there is a limit of time now. So maybe, Swapnil, you can take it up and then you can set it up.
Yeah.
So we can really show right from purchase order to production to FG. Entire cycle we can demonstrate, not a problem.
Yeah, sure. So Murli sir, I'll just connect with you after this and we can plan.
So I think we have
Thanks.
one question coming from Mr. Pandey. I see a hand getting raised.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Praveen Pandey.
Okay, all
Maybe
right.
you
So
can unmute yourself.
yeah.
Okay. Hello, Rishi and Swapnil. Thanks for organizing this. And it gives good insight of the information and the availability of automation that we are talking about. Now, my query is pretty straightforward. For any automation or change, we should have something in place called change management. It's not straightforward, Rishi. You also understand that,
Yeah.
bringing such automation is not easy, especially to the users or to these business stakeholders. What they like is, and no one likes to come out of their comfort zone, right? So one thing is the change management aspect, how you ensure or how you are ensuring that your customer or users are aligned with the business objective.
Mhm.
First point is that. And second, accuracy. I have gone through the accuracy and all that. Are you using standard APIs, and how about the data security integrity aspect complying to the regulations of the business? These two questions that I would like to ask.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Thanks.
let me take the first one that is related to change request, change management, right? So I can tell you, like, it's not easy because you are dealing with blue collar workforce here, right? And change management is tough. So, but what we have seen is that, in most of our customer where we have worked with them, uh, we have tried worked with customer in creating a communication whereby they have been able to go to the user and say how system is simplifying what they are currently doing, rather than like, hey, this is the system and you have to start using it. I give you an example of Emerson itself. The guy who was there responsible for valve assembly, he had a really really tough life. Imagine that, 400 parts, you have a piece of paper and you have to write the serial numbers of it, some 26 digit, and then on top of it you have challenges like, the number getting entered is wrong, all those kind of things. So when they started rolling it out to those kind of users, they first spoke about like, oh, you are having this as a big challenge, so we are giving you this which will simplify to what you are doing. So if the communication for change management has to be, we are trying to simplify what you currently do. So rather than like, giving them something, hey, now you have to do it this way. So it is more of a perception based play field, I would say, rather than just giving them just rolling out a solution to them. Second is with respect to security. Now, as I said this earlier also, so there are multiple, one is like, when you are communicating with the ERP system. So one can be like, you are within the same network. We and ERP system are in the same network. Second, if we are on the different networks, then communication channel can be, what do you call as a secure line, that is HTTPS based communication, or it can be VPN based communication. All those possibilities are there. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks.
Okay.
So do we have any more questions from anyone, or we can just close this session here?
Oh, well, that's an interesting question, that if it is actually working in any manufacturing company. So I can say, like, we have more than 50 customers where it is actually working and it is live and they're running their operations onto it. Emerson itself has been running it for, we have been live at Emerson for more than almost close to 2 years now. Sinpac has been running us for like, they went live somewhere in 2019. Centum went live somewhere around 2018. Monthera, Stellantis went live around 6 months back. So there are customers who are running definitely. and that too on shop floor. So I think we have one more, like from Murali, is the shop floor application developed as an external application sync with Sightline Online? Yes, these are external applications. We integrate back with ERP. So we are not using any of the proprietary technologies to any ERP. Because of that, we are easily deployable to any ERP environment because we integrate with them. Though as a part of our core technology platform, we have adapters to all the major ERP systems. So that helps us in integrating with them.
I think we have Rishi one more
Yeah,
question coming
yeah.
again from Murli.
So see,
So
you know, typically, because ERP, as such, we have not faced any challenges. But yes, when it is 24/7 operations and running, so we have customers where most of the applications are being used 24/7. Let's say, for example, Emerson plant run fairly 24/7. When it comes to Montera, which is again automotive electric vehicles, they are running 24/7. We have Pack, which is plastic packaging. They run 24/7. So there are customers who are running continuous plants, 24/7 plants. We have not seen really challenges as such.
all right, I think Rishi have taken all the questions and yeah, so we don't see any more questions coming in. So here I think let's close the session. And so thank you everyone for joining in. As I already said, if any more clarification needed, demo or any business scenario that you would like to discuss, we'll be happy to arrange that. So our marketing team will reach out to you for to just get the feedback. And with that, thank you so much and have a great evening and great afternoons to some of you.
Thanks everyone. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to you for all your time. We look forward to speak to you again.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.